Good morning. Today's date is 3rd January 2023. Happy New Year to everybody. We are going to see today the second point of unit number 1 of Foundation of Data Analytics, and that is representation of terminologies using infographics. So we are today simply going to see what is the infographics. Okay, so let's start with the infographics. So here we are having this infographic representation of the terminologies, and we are going to see this. So this is the second point of the first unit of the terminologies. Okay, so what is infographics? Let's see. Before that, I just request all of you to subscribe my YouTube channel TutorASRumale for the knowledge on computer science and engineering, artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, and all the technological, specifically related with the information communication technology. And I'm just going to start in upcoming days the special tutorial on Python, R, and other computer programming languages also, just not the theoretical concept. Okay, so let's begin with the today's presentation. Thank you. So what is infographics? So if you see what is infographic, that we must have to consider in terms of it is a pictorial representation. Okay, infographic is what? It's a pictorial representation. So when we say infographics, we are talking about this pictorial representation of data and the correlations between data, means how the data is correlated with each other, that we show in the infographics. So any photo, okay, a single photo or the multiple photos, the images is different than the photos. Okay, a little bit different. They are sometimes we use the photos and images, but charts, then you are having the graphs, then you may have the drawings. Okay, then we have the maps, you may have the diagrams, circuit diagrams, and likewise, which describes or reveal some information about an object, phenomena, or relationship among the objects and or phenomena. So with or without minimal text, means say suppose if required you can add a minimal text there, like a title or some part may be given with a label in that particular things, and that we call as an infographic. So text is minimal. This is one thing. So whenever you are using the infographics, you are using the minimal text. So that is what we call as an infographics. Now what infographics, it helps us in, especially if you when you say this, okay, infographics, what it does, it helps us in data visualization. Okay, and when we visualize the data, we can interpret, we can take the proper decisions. So data interpretation is also possible. Means if someone is not knowing the mathematics in detail, he can simply by observing the infographics can interpret the data and come to a particular type of decision or conclusion. And so infographic is very useful in at managerial level. So many times the infographic is the way to present or to pass the complex information to the people, to the money management in a simplistic way. So what is infographics? It is passing the complex information, okay, obviously in a pictorial form and in a simplistic way to the management or to the decision making system or to the people. So and always remember the infographics is obviously the picture, and we know that a picture worth 1,000 words, okay, or numbers. In the same way infographics also worth 1,000 words or numbers. Okay, let's take an example. Here we are having this example of infographics. Okay, what it says, that is you are just trying to describe here the chalk is what. Chalk is an object made up from limestone with calcite, usually white in color, but can be colored by adding color into it. It is used for writing and drawing purpose and usually have a cylindrical shape. This is the complete explanation that we have given for the what say the chalk, an object. But if you see here, okay, if you see here this chalk object which we are having the images of or the photo of the chalk and just added a simplistic text here in chalk, and this can give us what is chalk, how it look like, and something. Now we can add here a simple text that is made up of limestone calcite, okay, and used for writings and drawing. Then I won't require to write down the complete essay on that, and this is the beauty of infographics. So that's why infographics is very essential, even in qualitative as well as in uh, okay, so when we want to explain the quantitative or qualitative as well as the quantitative uh, data. So infographics plays very important roles in qualitative and quantitative data uh, explanation. Okay, let's see why this is not working. Okay, so we go to the another infographics here, the photos as infographics. For example, let's say suppose you want to tell about someone to somebody. So isn't it better to show the photograph of person with his name? So if I have my photograph here, my name is there. So do I need to explain about my looks now? No. For example, this is a photograph taken by this Hall, the Helix Nebula or the God's Eye. Do I need to explain how it looks like, what are the color shades and like, and why it is called as God's Eye and something? The picture itself worth thousands words explanation. So I can just by giving this photo can describe the thing. So here a picture really did worth thousand words. So I'm say with my better half, and here you can see that we are celebrating in Diwali, and we are having this sky lamp or Akash Kandil of the Diwali, and happiness on our faces. Still, that is how happy are us. Okay, so photos are used as infographics to pass the information of historical places, persons, cities, animals, stars, and faraway objects, etc. So generally, when we are using the photos, we are not trying to pass the information which is of numeric type, but the qualitative type, where the complete there are certain what can say features of that particular thing which are not expressible in terms of numeric or say tables. In that case we have to pass the photos with a little text, okay, so that it can pass the abstract information and some the things to the people. Now, what we say images. I told you that image is different than the photo. So images as infographics. So photos and images are equivalent in many terms. If you see the photos, photos is what you can say picture of the actual object. Well, image, when you say, it is a photo added with imagination or photo created with imagination. So an image may contain a photo or photos in it, but reverse is not possible. A photo won't, because photo won't give you any room for the imagination. Okay, it is as it is picture of the world. So reverse is not possible. So look at following images. Images are used to pass the concept or abstract information to others. For example, I want to pass the concept of artificial intelligence. So I can create a image or my imagination and photo which look like this, which I downloaded from pexels.com. Artificial intelligence. It is free public domain. Then here you are seeing the cyber security is shown here. The concept, one photo is behind wheel is marked and would say done some graphics on it to show this concept. Now what is this images? Photo represents the real objects. Okay, so photo actually represents the images represents both real as well as a concept. That means your imagination is added. For example, this is the photo of a real, or this is an image of the chalk, while this is the concept I am, that is you are trying to build your self image. Okay, that is you are trying to create something positive about you, and here how you looks like towards you. So you are having this is what a cat, but this cat is seeing herself as a lion in the mirror. It shows the self image. Here image is means what you can say your self esteem, or here this image is not related with the images that we are discussing here, but images represents both the real and the concept. So imagination plus the photo is what we call as an image, and generally photo is the part of the image. And so that's why when it comes to image processing, we are talking about real photo processing as well as this type of computer graphics processing. So image represents an abstract idea using some conceptual drawing or photos. This is what we know about image. Okay. So let's see what is charts or plots as in infographics. So there are different charts and plots are there, which are the scatter plots or charts, line charts, bar charts, pie charts. These are the basic charts, and you can have the different other charts which can represent the numerical or categorical data in terms of their correlations with each other. Whatever the relation these two data, say x-axis data and y-axis data is having with each other, is shown or represented by these infographics. So these are generally of two axes, that is on the x-axis and y-axis, and so called as a two-dimensional system. If you are on the multi-axis, we can call it a three-dimensional, four-dimensional something, or multi-dimensional system. And obviously two-dimensional charts are more popular because they are easy to understand for us, and due to the simplicity, and so they can be univariate or multivariate, means you may have x1, x2, x3 variables which are leading to the variable y. So charts generally satisfy the correlation like a y equal to f of x, where y is the dependent variable on the variable x. So y is called as a dependent variable, x is called as the independent variable, means as per the values of x changes, it shows how the y is there. So charts may have more than one independent variable. So you may have the y equal to f of xz, you may have the y equal to f of a, b, c, d, e, f, g, and likewise. So y is dependent here, and x and z are independent when you are in the two variable system or multivariate system. So let's we are going to see the different charts in next slides. So first we are going to see here the charts: scatter plot charts, line charts, and bar chart. So just take this data here: month, yield of wheat in metric ton. September month you are getting the 75 metric ton, October 68 metric ton, November 80 metric ton, December 57 metric ton. And this is shown here, that is you are having the months at this point, and here you are having the yield of the wheat in metric ton, and it's shown that is 57, 80, 68, and 75. Okay, obviously this scatter plot converted things into points for this month to show the month and given some number to it. But if you see here in the line graph or in a line chart, you are having the yield of wheat December, November, October, and September. These months are given here, and is shown how the line graph is there, and the metric ton on the y-axis. The same way you are on the bar chart. Okay, so you are showing the yield of wheat in metric ton. So you are showing the month December, November, October, September, and you created the bar chart and shown those things here. So this that easy to draw the chart when it comes to scatter and line and bar graph. The scatter plot means just showing the points, line means you are drawing the line between these points, and bar graph you are just drawing the bar. Now when point is at the mid, you are just taking some what you can say this uh, uh, bar width, and you are drawing this bar graph here. So this is your representation of the data. Now let's get the same data. Okay, here you are having the pie chart. Now how to draw the pie chart, that is very crucial to know. Here you are having 4 months, and the yield is 75 ton, 68 ton, 80 ton, and 57. This total is 280 tons. Now 280 tons means 75 out of 280. So you have to calculate the percentage. So if you go with a pie chart, it is on 360 degree because it is a complete circle. So we get what 280 and the yield is 75. Then we have to round up this to get the percentage. So 75 divided by 280 into 100 and the round up is done to the 0th place. So it gives us the percentage yield of this 75, which is equivalent to 27%. Once we got this 27%, we require to find out the area that 27% will occupy on the pie chart. So we are having here four parts, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we know that these four parts going to occupy all 360 degree. So if we divide this 360 degree by the 100, we get 3.6. So whatever percentage that you are getting here, okay, that 27% is actually divided so multiplied by this 3.6 degree. So what we get the complete area, that is a 97.2 degree from the 0 to 97.2. So we consider this y axis as a 0 degree and come up with this complete 97.2. Now this next axis becomes the 0th, and for the next percentage we get what 27 by 360 degrees. Next for we got this 97 degree for the first, then for 68 that October yield we got 24%. So we got what here 97.2, that is our starting point here, and then we go on adding the rest that we get the 183.6 degrees. So we got this portion, and for every portion we color this in a different way to show the month. So blue show the December, yellow shows the September, and the saffron shows the November, and the gray shows the October. And we got our complete pie chart here. So if you are given with the say n number of data here, you first have to calculate sum up all the features, numerical features first, and find out the percentage, then multiply the percentage by 3.6 and start with 0 for the first calculation. So you may take the either x-axis as the starting point, 0th x-axis, or you can take the y-axis and then go on what you can say drawing the slices, and you get what your pie chart. So now what is drawing? Drawing is different than photos, images and charts. So data is spread over very long period of time, and it is necessary to represent something. So and the things are so complex that it is not possible to represent it in a simple way. So we use the drawings in such things. Okay. So drawings can be considered as an abstract statistical illustration instead of an absolute representation of the system. So when system is too complex to explain using charts, images or photos, we use the drawings. For example, as in infographics. For example, here drawings are used here as images, and drawings are actually composite of images, charts, photos, text and many other things. Okay, so I not added some here, but if you see this drawing, here you are showing with a monkey is now become a little bit straight, more straight with a weapon now in hand, a little more straight, and now it is erectus and is become a human being. So Homo sapien to Homo erectus, and Homo erectus to human being. This is almost the time from the simple monkey to man is around 6.5 crore years of evolution. And if you want to show this 6.5 crore years on a graph, chart or something, become quite difficult. In such cases we show what the drawings. Okay, so we show the drawings to give this. Now we go with the diagrams. What is diagram? Diagrams are something which actually use to show the concept or the architecture. So when data is embedded in a process or phenomena, and you can't actually mm, say divide this data from the phenomena, you have to show it using the phenomena. There it is not easy to show them using charts or photos or images, text, and likewise there comes diagrams in a picture. Diagram as an infographic. So diagrams are the infographics for showing architectures, control flow, data flow, correlations between objects, classes, and so on. So diagrams are the central infographic system of science and engineering. All the science and engineering is completely based on the diagrams. Example, if you go with the software engineering, you are in the unified modeling language diagrams, UML diagrams, total 12 diagrams are there. If you go with electrical engineering or electronics engineering, you have the circuit diagrams, okay, control flow diagrams, data flow diagrams, entity relationship diagrams, blueprints of engineering structures. So generally civil and architectures are using block diagrams to show the complex architecture of processors, network diagrams to show how one node is connected to another node, weighted or unweighted graphs and trees to show the traversals, and likewise here these trees and graphs are not the charts, but these are tree and graphs which are used to show the connectivity between two nodes. Okay, so here you are having this tree and here you are having this graph. Okay, now logic diagrams are there where you are using and or gate. This is logic diagram to show the internal circuitry of some IC and likewise. So diagrams are basically represents the meta knowledge or the knowledge of the knowledge. Okay, so drawings and diagrams that comes into a meta knowledge or what we call as a bird's eye view of something. So this is what the infographics makes like. Then we are having the maps. Means say instead of simply drawing the charts, let's say I want to show the all the cities in the India which are earthquake prone, or the zone which are earthquake prone in India. So instead of showing that using a chart, if I use the India's map, it's better. Okay, it's passed the information very clearly. Now I know that this is more earthquake prone zone which is in red in color, saffron color is less, and blue is almost what you can say immune to the earthquake, like that. Here you can see the world earthquake map which shows the what you can say earthquake prone zone. We can show the map of a solar system. So we see here the sun, the Mercury, Venus, our dear planet Mother Earth, then Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, then we have this Neptune, Uranus, and we are also having this Pluto here. Okay, and now we want to show the road connectivities in our state. So here in the Maharashtra state, all road connectivities are shown. So instead of showing this in terms of a chart or in terms of connectivity graphs that which is called in a diagrams, it is always better to show these things in terms of map. So map is again the one type of infographics, and if you see here the text is used but it is minimal, diagrams and everything are used there, and infographics is actually the representation, pictorial representation of qualitative and quantitative data, both data. Another thing is that if you go through the life of anybody's life or anything, you will find the structured data is very minimal and the unstructured data is very high. Then there are some data which cannot be represented even in using the text properly. There you have to take the help of symbolism, symbols, or you can say the infographics. For example, when I say A, the letter A is actually the representation of sound A, and so you can call A as the infographics of the sound A, and it just denote those things. And this is how these different terminologies are actually represented in the using infographics. Now, charts, graphs, diagrams, maps, all these are used in the data science, in statistics actually, in mathematics, in art also, and in science also. So when you say science, art, something, and when it comes to data science, everywhere you will find the data, and so everywhere you will find the infographics, and it is generally very useful to represent the infographics using represent the data using infographics. It can pass the information very easily to those people who won't have sufficient time to go through all the mathematical or textual details of that particular data or the phenomena. So one picture worth 1,000 words. Keep this always in your mind. Thank you for listening to my lecture. If you like it, this content, kindly subscribe. Please subscribe the channel, like it, share it, and comment it. And also ask your friends and other students from the other different colleges to visit TutorASRumale and subscribe the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you.